Always show up for yourself. Always show up for you. We always look for everybody else to show up for us, and get disappointed when they don't. Well, how often have you been showing up for you? To my channel and for tuning into another video. We are in month 36 with the Loc'd, and we are here to give you guys an update on the crown. It's February the 28th, 2018. Started on an amazing Loc'd journey, and it's been incredible. I have learned so much about myself. Not only did I start a Loc'd journey, I started a personal development journey and started working on emotional intelligence. Did a whole lot of growing up in the last 36 months. What have I learned from my Loc'ds? What can I share with other people that may help them on their journey that I personally learned on my Loc'd journey? I've learned to be patient on a whole nother level. All right, somebody might be saying, what you mean it taught you to be patient? It taught me to be patient on a whole nother level. When you go through a Loc'd journey in the most authentic way, I'm not trying to throw any shade on anybody who's into Insta locks or lock extensions or things of that nature. Personally, I made this decision to go on this journey from beginning to end through the awkward stage and everything. And you know, guys, how I feel about the phrase ugly stage. We don't use that around these parts because I personally did not experience an ugly stage. I did go through an awkward stage, and it's in this awkward stage that I learned to be patient. And I say that to say that I was never really a neat lock girl. I retwist my hair every 2 months in the beginning, and so it went from looking really neat, really cute, really put together, you know what I'm saying, to looking like I just did not care about my head. So I got the looks, I got the stares, I got the judgment, and all those things through this stage, and it taught me, baby girl, you just need to be a little more patient with yourself and what you're going through. If you're going to allow your hair to do its own thing, then you have to come up to a place of not caring what other people think. And we've got to that place. We went through that through months 1 through 6, 7, simply because we just did not retwist every 2 weeks. My roots are grateful because of it. They're strong because of it. And so that's what we continue to do. So let me take my hair down and showcase these 34-month locks. We'll be 3 months locked in a couple of months. And so this is what we're looking like.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she icy.
A little bit more tamed now, They're a little bit more tamed. Number one taught me to have a little bit more patience. Patience with myself, patience with my journey, patience with my locks, and patience with other people. All throughout this journey, we have been on this self-development journey. So it's not just been a Loc'd journey. This is what I like to call my Loc'd journey. A self-development journey to discovering your most authentic self. There's no destination to self-development. Self-development is a lifelong journey. So this is what I am on with my locks. And it's just been incredible. It is a growing thing, and we are ever growing. Some people stop and get stuck. Okay, so that's who I'm here for. I'm here to pull some people out. As you listen, guys, it's not just about the hair. The hair is teaching me principles. It's teaching me lessons. It's teaching me to be the absolute best version of myself, and I'm loving it. I've learned to be patient on a deeper level, and that's incredible. Number 2, I learned self-care, guys. Not that I didn't take time out for myself, but I didn't take time out for myself in the way that I should. Not too long ago this year, I went and I had my physical, which was kind of pushed back because of what we've been dealing with all 2020. So I went to get my physical. I got a complete physical, and my blood pressure came back really elevated to the place of stroke, to the place of heart disease or heart attack. And it was very, very frightening for me because I am conscious of my health and what I eat, what I drink. It was very alarming to hear that my pressure was so elevated. One of the things that my holistic doctor said to me, and those of you guys who follow me know that I go to the integrated doctor, I go to the holistic doctor for my healthcare needs because I want a physician that is about that get to the root of the issue life. And I know some of you can feel me on that. We've been dealing with a holistic doctor for the past 10 years. 2011, we were diagnosed with hypothyroidism / Graves' disease. And fast forward to 2020, Graves' disease, guys, is a disease, a dis-ease that the medical community says there is no cure for, right? So this is why we're about getting to the root of it. And I'm not getting off topic, guys. Just want to share with you, this is why we go to a holistic doctor, an integrative doctor that gets to the root of it, because the prescription is always something natural. It's always something to balance out the body so that the body can heal itself. And that's what happened in my testimony today, guys. And I'm going to insert a copy of my THS test, my thyroid test that I got on this physical, and show you that the results came back as normal. Okay. I had a MRI. I got blood work done. I had my heart rate checked, my pulse checked, and none of it can justify why my pressure is through the roof, because all of it came back normal. My integrative doctor talked to me, asked if I had been worried about anything, if I've been concerned about anything. Consciously, the answer was no. Subconsciously, he began to break down the year, begin to break down what we've been going through, begin to break down the reality that there is a new normal, and said subconsciously you could be dealing with stress. And so we're going to work on your stress, which means you need to really get selfish and dig into this self-care. Not that I haven't already been doing it, but to the degree of which I was prescribed. This was the prescription. It wasn't any medication for high blood pressure. The prescription was to dig a little deeper into self-care, to get a little selfish, which is why you guys haven't seen me for a while, because I had a prescription to do me. I just want to report to you guys that I am doing much better because of it. So my number 2 is self-care. Self-care, my Loc'd have taught me that, and my integrative doctor has just reiterated the importance of it. Not in a sinister type of way. I still was there for people. I still made myself available, but on a level that I was conscious that I needed to set aside this time to read, to meditate, to pray, to affirm, which we're going to get into number 3, to affirm and to just really align myself with peace. And that's what I did. I'm aligned with peace. I'm aligned with a peace that passeth all humanistic understanding, and I am good today because of it. Number 3, guys, and I love the number 3. My number 3 is incredible. What my Loc'd taught me from months 6 all the way to the current time, and continue to teach me
that I am enough.
Yes, the most incredible lesson thus far that I've learned on this Loc'd journey is that I am enough. And not only, guys, did I learn that for myself, but I begin to put that into other people, begin to duplicate it in other people, begin to pour it into other people, imprint it. Yes, like a fingerprint, imprint it into other people. And it's just been incredible. Consciously, I've been thriving through this pandemic. I'm thankful and I'm grateful and I'm blessed every single day. I learned that I am enough, and not just that, I learned to really begin to decree and declare on a deeper level over my life, my family's life, my marriage, my businesses, my staff, my ministry, over the lives of all those who've been placed in my sphere of influence. I continue to grow in this area of I am enough. And it's not that I didn't know that. I just never really said it out loud. I never really decreed it. I never really told it to myself. We go through life thinking that, I'm good, my confidence is up, I ain't worrying about what people think. But when you get to the place where you really begin to tell yourself that I am enough, I don't have to put on airs. I don't have to look for justification. I don't have to look for a validation. I don't have to look for the pat on the back. I don't have to look for the accolades or the edification. I build myself up. I tell myself I am enough. So number 3 taught me to manifest. The more that I decree, the more that I see. Every minute, every second, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year, you are manifesting. Number 3 taught me that I am enough. and I needed to learn that. Number 4, always show up. Who am I showing up for? I'm showing up for Tracy. And all of this is a part of this amazing journey. Always show up for yourself. Always show up for you. We always look for everybody else to show up for us, you know, and get disappointed when they don't. Well, how often have you been showing up for you? How often have you been there for you? How often have you stood up for you? And I've been showing up, guys, and I haven't just been showing up, I've been showing out. What does it mean to always show up for yourself? Show up for you in love. Show up for you to honor you. Show up for you to make the necessary changes that's needed to get to the next level in your life, to tap into a higher frequency. Always show up for you. Stop waiting for somebody else to show up. That's what I learned. This is the space and the time where you learn that you need to show up for yourself, that it doesn't matter how many times you showed up for somebody else, that what you do is not you doing it so that it could be reciprocated by the same people, by the same places, and by the same things. What comes back to you, what you put out, does not always come back in the form in which you put it out there. And so you have to learn to show up for yourself. On this journey, around months 10, around the same time when I begin to realize that I was enough, it goes a little bit deeper. What do you mean always show up for yourself? That could sound a little bit arrogant on the outside looking in. What I mean simply by saying always show up, and what I learned in always show up for Tracy, is show up for yourself in a way where you are in a place to acknowledging what needs to be done to get to the next level of you. And so I learned to always show up, guys. I learned to stop waiting for other people to show up. I did. And I'm good in this place. I promise you. It's invigorating. It is liberating. It is all of that. Locks are liberating. They are freeing. Right? I don't waste time on what I'm going to do with my hair. My hair is just doing its own thing. I keep it clean, I keep it moisturized, I keep it oiled, and I keep it going. And that's it. And so number 4, I learned to always show up for Tracy. Incredible lesson. Okay, guys, 5, what I learned, what my locks taught me on this journey, guys, the most incredible thing is to be intentional. Do everything intentional. Think intentional. Speak intentional. Move intentional. Plan intentional. Decree and declare. Be intentional in your declarations into the atmosphere. Be intentional. To be intentional, to live with intention, to move with intention, to breathe with intention. Right? To speak with intention. That means that you have to process it before you allow it to pass through your lips. Again, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every year, you are creating intentionally whatever it is that you are speaking from your heart. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? And so you are being intentional, whether you realize it or not. Consciously, what I learned, my number 5 taught me to consciously be intentional, to purposely be intentional, to be intentional with purpose. That's it. To be intentional with purpose, to align with intention, to align with purpose, and to be that intention. Again, to manifest. Being intentional with what I allow through my ear gates, through my eye gates. I'm intentional with that. I'm protective about that. I choose to be kind intentionally. I choose to be understanding intentionally. I choose to listen intentionally and not listen to respond. I'm intentional in prioritizing my life, my schedule, my day, my week, my month. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it touched somebody. I hope it opened somebody's eyes that this journey is deeper than just the locks that are growing out of my scalp. 5 things that I've learned in these 34 months on my lock journey. And this is my 34-month lock update. I learned to be patient. I learned a deeper level of self-care. I learned that I am enough. I learned to always show up for Tracy. Always show up in love. Always show up to honor. Always show up ready to do what's necessary to make the necessary adjustments and changes needed to get to the best version of Tracy. And I learned to be intentional, period. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you so desire. I will see your beautiful faces in the next video.
I know